Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the show. I don't know whether you're gonna like it tonight. I'm kind of in a philosophical mood. I've been mad all day. I got mad last night. I've been mad ever since. I'm gonna try to keep it as light as possible. But if somebody's gonna have to be the dad of the country, I guess I'm just gonna have to do it. Do me a favor, as soon as you're here, check in. Do me a favor, let me know that you're here. Check in, send me a message, say, hey, hello, Darla Stewart Bennett, how are you? Glad to see you here. Greg Myers, Sherry, Bruce, hello from Alaska, how you doing? Don Ledger, out there in Arizona, right, Don? All right, listen to me. I'm gonna tell most of America what they don't know. This isn't going to be opinion. This is the way that things are. I can't believe I got to do this. I can't believe I got to be the dad. I don't want to be the dad. I've already got dad responsibilities. Can't believe I got to do it for the rest of the world. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, here we go. Ready? There goes the music. And hello, everybody. How you doing? My name is Mickey. Welcome to the big show. This is Mickey in the Middle. It's the quintessential show for middle Americans. Today, I am upset. I can't believe that through everything that happened yesterday, when people stormed the United States Capitol building and the aftermath of that, and what has transpired today, that I watched a little bit of the news and I couldn't stand it. I had to turn it off. But then I was drawn back to the news, so I had to turn it on again, and I was flipping between CNN, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, Fox News, you name it. I was back and forth. I watched a little bit of C-SPAN today. Stop it. I said this last night. Last night I said no. But right now I'm going to just say stop it. We're all Americans. If you're in the country, you're an American. And I'm just going to ask you to stop it, to knock it off, to lower the vitriol. We're talking about insurrections. We're talking about impeaching presidents. We're talking about enacting the 25th Amendment. We're talking about a bunch of stuff that is no. We have a great country. It is a great country. You don't believe me? Do me a favor. Do a 30-day experiment. Turn off all of the social media. Turn off your televisions. Every day when you go to work, talk to the people that are there about anything except politics. When you get home, then go volunteer at a school or at a homeless shelter or at a nursing home or at a guitar store or at anything that you want to volunteer to go help somebody in a small business. Go help somebody that's struggling right now. Go fix somebody's car. You will find out that Americans are just like you and me. Everybody needs a little hand. Everybody needs a smile. Everybody needs a little bit of helping hand, and you could provide that for them. And when you get out there and you see other people smiling and you see other people saying thank you and you see other people being appreciative of your efforts, you can appreciate the great country that we have. If you don't want to do that, go to a park. Go to a national park. Go to a state park. Go to a city park. Go out there and do anything except social media and stop getting involved with all this stuff. Stop throwing bombs. Stop acting all mad. There's something that you can do, but throwing fire bombs and Molotov cocktails in social media is not helping your soul. It's not helping mine. So last night I got a text message from my daughter that said, "Hey, Dad, did you know the world's on fire?" And I said, "Yeah, but not really." Fired off that message because it's not on fire. The world's not on fire. The world's not coming to an end. The United States of America is not coming in. There is no way in hell anybody can overthrow the government of the United States. It's impossible. It's impossible. You can't do it. You want to know why I know that you can't do it? Because I know how stuff works in the United States of America. It's impossible for somebody to overthrow the federal government. They can't do it. How about that? Did you know that? Because the way that the framers set things up in our world, in the United States of America, is based on a little thing called the Constitution of the United States of America. And it was a pretty damn smart thing that they put together. So I've got a whole bunch of notes here. And I'm going to talk about everything that's in here. This is probably going to go viral. Just to let everybody know, I'm planning on this going 30 minutes, but it's probably going to go a little bit longer because I've got a lot of things to say. That it's impossible for anybody to throw over the United States. Antifa can't do it. The KKK can't do it. The Proud Boys can't do it. Nobody else can do it. Nobody can overthrow the United States of America. You want to know why? We're too diverse. We're too spread out. We're too wide. I've got all of the things. These are not my opinions. This is just the way that the world works. So let's go say hi to everybody. So I said hi to Bruce and Don and hey, Nello, how you doing? Greg Meyer, there you go. Greg, I am mad because we have a huge misunderstanding in our country about how our country works and the people inside of our country. There are 230, for example, there's 230 million people in the United States of America. Do you know what 229 million of them didn't do yesterday? 229 million of them didn't go to Washington, D.C. Of those 229 million, I'm going to say that even if there was 250,000 people in the crowd, that means that 229,750,000 of them did not go into the Capitol building. I'm just saying. It didn't happen. You know why? Because everybody saw that stuff and went, whoa, that's getting out of hands. Nobody approves of that. Nobody in the country approves of that. Find them all and go throw them all in jail. Go find them all and throw them all in jail. Every good American citizen should be saying the exact same thing right now. If you're not saying that, that means you're on a fringe element. But the rest of us are in the middle. That's what this show is about. We're talking about the people in the middle. So, hello, Nello. I'm so glad. They sent them fools on a suicide mission. Take as long as you want needed. Public math, baby. Thank you very much. I'm horrible at public math. All right, so let me tell you what the bad news is. The bad news is that a Capitol police officer has died from injuries yesterday. One of the most... I can't believe it. I just got a message from a friend of mine through social media that said that she's okay, but one of her colleagues died. So I would like to take a moment it's a shame. So rest in peace to whoever that officer was that was protecting the Capitol of the United States against mobs that would do our country harm. So with that said, send their positive thoughts, and if you are inclined to, send prayers. And thank you. But that's one of the things that pissed me off. That's one of the things that made me mad today. Because it shouldn't have happened. Because they can't take away the federal government. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because we just don't have a federal government. Did you know that Donald Trump could have taken the last year off and Congress could have gone on vacation for an entire year and it would not have affected your life one way or the other? If Congress does nothing, it doesn't affect your life. If Congress does something, it only affects your life a itty bitty teeny weeny tiny bit. A little bitty teeny weeny tiny bit. If they take down the wall, if they put up more wall, if they don't do anything wall, what's going to happen? They go, oh, look here, we have more people to take care of. Great. That's awesome. Our taxes go up a few pennies. You know what? And then those people get jobs and they begin, and it doesn't affect you one way or another. It just doesn't really affect us. Because every single day, we've had millions of people that have come from all over the world to live in the United States of America and live the American dream. And that's a great thing. Does the wall matter? No, we didn't have a wall 2 years ago. And now we got wall. And it didn't affect you whether they built the wall or they didn't build the wall. It didn't affect you. It didn't. Climate change. Hey, we want to try more solar. We want to try more electrical. We want to try sunshine. We want to try water. We want to try wind? Okay, let's try it. See if it works. Build a nuke plant, don't build a nuke plant. Whatever. You know why this is important? Because the 50 states have more effect on your lives than the federal government has on your lives. The state, there's 50 of them. And they're all independent. That's why they all have governors. That's why they all have legislative bodies. That's why they all have judicial branches. That's why when you go to court, you go to state court. You don't go to federal court. Federal court is decided between the states and for interstate commerce and decide the big issues that affect everybody in the United States as it affected by the Constitution of the United States of America, which is very limited in scope. So what they do up there doesn't matter. They can take the entire year off and it doesn't affect you at all. They can go out there and meet every day and complain and gripe and complain, and that system's broken. Look at them. They've all been in there. Nancy Pelosi, 33 years. Mitch McConnell, 35 years. They're all getting old. They're all getting rich. They don't care about us. They don't care about us. They're like, I have to make big decisions for the country. Piss off you. All of you. Here's why insurrection cannot work in the United States of America. If you try to do something to the Capitol building, you know what happens? They call out the United States military. And then it's over. I don't care how many people you bring. You want to know why I know that? Because I was in the United States military for 30 years. And every time that we've gone somewhere, we've kicked somebody's ass. 100% of the time. The only time we didn't, and they consider this a tie, was Vietnam. And we were winning. And the men and women in the United States military would have won that if they would have been let off the chain. And if you think you can take over the United States of America and you don't think that they're going to send in the United States military, we don't even need to send in the active duty. We just send in the Air National Guard and the Army Guard. And guess what happens? You get your ass handed to you if you try to take over the United States of America. And even if you took over the entire federal government, then you're dealing with 5 branches of the military, including the Marines, right? So you got the Navy, the Marines, the Army, the United States Air Force, and Space Force. Nobody's going to co-opt all 5 branches of the United States military in order to overthrow the federal government. Because if you overthrew it with the federal government are the people that put together the Constitution of the United States were so damn smart. You know what they said? They said, in order to make sure that the federal government does not rule over the states, we're going to give all of the states a militia. All 50 of them. Oh, and guess what? We're going to give Puerto Rico a guard unit as well, and we're also going to give D.C. a guard unit. So that's 53 militaries that we're dealing with. We're dealing with the active duty military, and then we're dealing with 52 other guard militaries that are controlled by the governors of each state. So take over the federal government. What do you got then? Nothing. You got a road system and a bunch of debt because you owe $28 trillion to the world. You want the federal government? Go have it. You can take it. They're a freaking mess anyway. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Don't be a dumbass. Don't try that crap again. And you know what really pisses me off? There's a whole bunch of good, hard-working, good-meaning people that went there to support the Constitution of the United States, use their First Amendment rights to go up there and protest. Then they found out that D.C. had no gun law, or had gun laws, and they went, oh, we're going to leave our guns at home. So they went up there. That's why they couldn't have taken over. They didn't have enough guns to take over. They never went over there to take over. They didn't go there to take over. They went to have their voices heard, and then our anarchists kicked in, and then shit went crazy. And you know why they overran the Capitol? Do you want to know why? That's a big question. How did they overrun the Capitol? I'll tell you why. Because the Capitol Police Department was unwilling to go to the necessary violence levels to stop them. They weren't going to shoot and kill American civilians. And if you get enough civilians pushing up against a fence, eventually the fence breaks, and no matter how many people you have back there, they can't stop them because they're overwhelmed. So what do? If somebody gets behind you, military tactics. If somebody breaches a line, you have to do something. You have to call a quick reaction force. You have to isolate that, and then you have to rebuild your lines and kill everybody that's in there. They were not willing to do that. So what did they do? They fell back inside of the building. And then the exact same thing happened again. They breached the building because cops were unwilling to shoot civilians. Because that's what the mantra is in the United States of America now is. Hey, if you're a cop, you're not allowed to kill anybody. Don't be caught killing anybody. So if you're not willing to do that, what did you expect to happen? It doesn't matter how many metal detectors you have. It doesn't matter how many fences you have. If you're not willing to go to the highest level of violence necessary, then they're going to get in. So what did they do then? Once they breached the windows and the doors, they fell down into a shelter-in-place posture, and they were like, protect the assets. Because that's the way the military works. Protect the assets. So they got all the senators, all the Congress people sequestered, and they guarded them. And they would have given their lives, and it would have shot a lot of people if they had gone down there. I'm just telling you, it would have been a bloodbath, and it wouldn't have been good. But the people didn't bring guns. They just brought an attitude. We're going to go in here. We're going to breach. Hey! And then as soon as that started happening, you know what all the people outside did? They were like, ooh, shit, this is going too far for me. I'm leaving. Gotta go. Adios. I'm going back to wherever I came from. This wasn't about an insurrection. It wasn't about taking over the federal government. You can't do that. Because they call in the United States military, you wait them out, just like we did in Iran for 444 days while Jimmy Carter was the president of the United States. Then they released them. They all came home. We don't deal or negotiate with terrorists. That's a policy of the United States of America. Next thing, even if you take it, you have 50 individual states, all with National Guards. So you take the federal government and it falls straight down to the governors. If you take a state, guess what happens? If you take your state, all of the other states, and then D.C. and Puerto Rico get all their stuff together, and then they come kick your ass. That's what the Insurrection Act is for. It's like, hey, look here, man, we got a big problem here in X, Y, and Z states. And then they get the United States military really involved, and they will come and kick your ass. So stop with the overthrow talk. It ain't happening. Here's what the thing is. We are the country. We're the country. We're the everyday American that goes out there looking to make a living, put a roof over our head, food in our belly, take our kids to the park on the weekends. We have each other. We need each other. We need to love each other, and we need to understand that if we don't reduce the vitriolic language that we have in the United States of America, then it's going to cause these little bitty conflicts, and it's going to cause us a lot of stress. It's going to cause us to have these feelings of not being able to do things and not to be able to enjoy life because we're worried about these great, big, huge, overarching things. But all you have to do is go outside into your front yard, into your backyard, into a park. Go roller skating with your kids. Go to the ballet. Go to a bar. If you can't go to a bar, go to a friend's porch. Have a beer. Enjoy yourself. Don't get involved with this whole the world is going to end scenario. Guess what happened? We got two brand new senators from Georgia. They stole the election. There are only two senators from the state of Georgia, but they flipped the Senate. It's a tie now. So, it's been all one party before. It'll be all one party again. When I was in the United States military, I served under, ton of presidents. Our military is apolitical for a reason. Because they don't have time to be picking sides when the country is fickle and can change a new president just like we did every 4 years. So President Obama was in. And then all of a sudden President Trump is in. And next up is going to be President Biden. And then it's going to be President maybe you. What we have to do is we have to decide what we're going to do, not about each other, not about how the federal government is screwing us all, Not about how one party stole an election and how they're, no. You know what we need to worry about? We need to worry about changing the players inside of an awesome system. The players are corrupt. The players have been bought off by billionaires, trillionaires, quadrillionaires. They have their own special interest groups. That's how they become successful to begin with. We need to vote them all out. Vote for anybody except an incumbent. Anybody but an incumbent. Because the simple fact of the matter is right now you have two parties. You're not going to get rid of the two parties. They got way too much money. They got way too much power. They have way too much infrastructure. But what you can do inside of the party is if you stick with if you're blue and you want to vote blue, just don't send the person that's currently there. If you're a conservative and red, then send somebody else other than the person that is right there. There's only 535 members of Congress. That's it, 535 of them. Replace them all. Make the people promise you two things in order to get your vote. Number one, that they'll talk to everybody that's up there. That's it. I just want them to talk. I want them to be able to go drink beers together, have barbecues together, go walk dogs together, go walk down the reflecting pond in Washington together, work stuff out. Go, hey, climate change is a thing. Yeah, I think we should look at that together. And then we'll come up with a good solution that makes good physical sense for the United States of America. Maybe we can improve the situation that we have. Maybe we can make things a little bit better. Maybe we can't agree. But at least we'll do it over beers and we'll be able to come up with a plan that's not one way or the other. And then the people can get them together and they can go, hey, the entire Congress will vote on this together. 435 members all agree that we will vote on climate change together. I'm telling you right now, we don't need the Paris Climate Accord to do the right thing. I don't need to sign up with any other agency in Cabot, in Arkansas, in the federal government that says that I'm not going to steal or that I'm not going to speed or that I'm not going to rob my neighbors. I don't need to sign up with everybody to go do that. I just do the right thing. That's what we need. We need new people that will just start fresh without these political boneheads that are up there that are flooding. 90% of incumbents get reelected to Congress. How the hell's that happen if the system's not broken? You're going to tell me that Nancy Pelosi has got the best ideas out of California and San Francisco for the last 33 freaking years? I guarantee that somebody in San Francisco's smarter than Nancy Pelosi, more willing to get along with than with other people than Nancy Pelosi, is more personable than Nancy Pelosi, is more in touch what's going on in the street than Nancy Pelosi. But the same thing can be said for Mitch McConnell over there in Kentucky. He's been there for 35 years. You're telling me that Mitch McConnell's the smartest guy in Kentucky? That's a politician? No, he's got to go too. Schumer, you can get rid of him. And back to this voting thing. You know, I'm talking about the 50 states. Listen, let Georgia do Georgia. Let Pennsylvania do Pennsylvania. I'm in Arkansas. I'm going to do Arkansas. You don't like it where you live? Go move somewhere else. Go visit DeSantis down in Florida. Go visit John Beal Edwards down in Louisiana. Go up to Wyoming. Go to Alaska. Go visit Bruce. Go to Arizona. Go visit Don. Listen, this is important, and this message needs to be spread throughout the land that we do not need the politicians that are in there, and we will be okay. We got an unbelievable country. The framers of the Constitution of the United States don't get enough credit for the great stuff that they've done. Here lately, it's about all the bad stuff that in their personal lives, but they put together a hell of a document. See, they said that in order to have a check and balance on the federal government, we are going to give militias, that's where the term militia came from, to all of the states. Well, they started off with 13 different militias. And those militias are paid by the federal government in case the federal government gets too powerful so that those militias can fight the federal government. Did you know that? Did you know that? The federal government partially pays for your state's guard and reserve so that your guard members can fight the federal government. That's where the term militia came from. Do you know why they gave you a Second Amendment right? Anyone? So that you can fight your state militias if they become crazy. See, they gave the people the ability to fight the states, and they gave the states the ability to fight the federal government. In the deal, you also get to protect yourself. You get to protect your belongings. In the deal, you get to own property. You get to be secure in all of your possessions and in your papers. You have the right to not be self-incriminatory. You have the right to free speech. You have the right to assemble with your friends. You have the right to worship as you wish or not worship as you wish. You got the right to not say anything at all or say everything at all. You got the right to travel in all 50 states. They're geniuses. These are the things that the people don't know. You can't overthrow the United States of America. It's impossible to do it. So everybody needs to stop trying. If you can't overthrow the federal government and you can't overthrow a state government, and you can't overthrow your city government because the state will come in and squash you, and if that doesn't work, the federal government will come in and squash you. If you can't overthrow anything, you only have one choice, and that's your vote. That's your vote. That's what everybody had a problem with in Georgia, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Guess what? Those people, all of those states only have 2 senators. That's it. All of those states only have 2 senators from all of those states. Just saying. That's public math, and I did that one right. Every 250,000 people, approximately 400,000 people, I don't know, every 500,000 people, whoever, they all get a representative in the House of Representatives. Guess what? The House of Representatives, you send yours, let them send theirs. Let them figure out how to do it. Washington State has all mail-in ballot voting for President of the United States. They did it in 2016. They did it in 2020. So that process is actually possible and can work. I'm not here to talk about the good and the bad of where we're sitting on any political issue. I'm just talking about the general environment that anarchists cannot win inside of our country. That's the first thing. Number 2, insurrections won't work, so don't even try it. Number 3, the only alternative to that is to fix your voting system. Fix a voting system. Don't let the federal government fix it for everybody. The more that you consolidate power and you have one power rule, the more that the system can get dicked up. You want the federal government to run your health care? Do you want the federal government to run your health care? Because then there's only one of them, and you have no option. If they dick the one up, you have no option. Think about that. If they dick up the healthcare system, there's no other place to go. But if all 50 states had a healthcare system, hey, that would be something. If we can get insurance between state lines, that would lower the cost even further. If you can get doctor-patient to do the transactions and interactions between themselves, that would be even better because that's between you and your doctor rather than you and an insurance company and your doctor, or you and the state and an insurance company and your doctor, or you and an insurance company and your state and the federal government and your doctor. The further we get away from a single anything, the better it is for everyone. These are the facts. These are not opinions. You know what it'd be like if we only had one church? God, what a pain in the ass that would be. I go to 2 different churches. Sometimes I don't go to church at all. Some days I have an opinion, other days I don't. But I can't believe I've got to explain this to everybody in the United States of America. I just can't believe that it's on me, Mickey Spillane. I can't believe that I got to be the dad to tell everybody to calm the hell down. It's going to be okay. Like I started off the show. Stop. Put down social media. Don't come and see me for a month. Turn off the television set and never turn on the news. And go play softball. Go play golf. Go swimming. Take your kids horseback riding. Take your girlfriend on a cruise across the country. Take your boyfriend on a date. Go do anything to find out how good America is. Because I want to start where I finished. America's great country. It is unbelievably great. You can go do and be anything you want to be able to do. If you can't find a job doing what you want to do, create a small business where you can do what you want to do, because you can do that here as well. Call the Small Business Administration. They will help you get started with your own business. Did you know that you can keep your job and do a part-time business? You can do that. Do you know that Amazon started with a bicycle and $100? And look at them now. Facebook started on a campus, a college campus. Look at them now. Look at all the great companies. Look at all of the great companies in the United States of America. That can be you. You're allowed to own a business. You're allowed to own property. You're allowed to own a house. You're allowed to own a car. You're allowed to have transportation. You're allowed to say whatever you want. This is a great country. Don't get caught up in all the bullshit. Don't pick a hard side. Pick the middle side. Pick the middle side. Pick middle America. It's the best side. Take a little bit of libertarian. Take a little bit of Democrat. Take a little bit of Republican. Blend it all together and make it you. And then go present your ideas to the world and say, world, this is what I have come up with. It is the next big thing in politics. It's the next big thing in business. It's the next big thing in charities. It's the next big thing in education. This is the next big thing in raising children. Go make the world a better place. Don't worry about what happening up there in D.C. It's a big deal. I'm not saying that it's not a big deal. It was a big deal because we all should learn a major league lesson about this. But we should also take it in stride of the bigger context that there are 230 million people in the United States of America, and the vast majority of those people are good, solid, loving, caring people. That's going to be it for Mickey in the Middle tonight. I just want to say thank you very much for tuning in. Mickey in the Middle, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Central, right here from wherever I am. Remember, everybody, live, laugh, love. Peace.